It's really hard to listen. Well, there's almost nothing you can do that's more transformative than that. And the reason for that is that just listening gives the other person an opportunity to just think. And so then you might say, well, what are they doing when they're thinking? And here's what they're doing is they're asking themselves questions and looking for a revelation. They're trying to sort through information so that they can determine the best pathway forward. And they're trying to update and develop their vision for their life. And you do that in abstraction to test out the possibilities before you implement them. And so if you give people space to think, which is exactly what you're doing when you're listening, then they try out different versions of themselves so they can experiment with finding the best fit. And so there's nothing just about listening. It's, I think, apart from speaking accurately and carefully and truthfully, there isn't anything more difficult that you can do than to listen.
We've all been there. Those moments in relationships when something goes wrong. Maybe your partner snaps at you after a long day, or a friend forgets something important to you. Maybe you're the one who messed up, and now there's this uncomfortable tension hanging in the air. Psychotherapists have a useful way of framing these moments. They call them ruptures. But here's the good news. Ruptures don't have to be the end. In fact, what really determines whether a relationship survives or falls apart isn't the rupture itself. It's whether both people know how to repair it. No relationship is immune to ruptures. They can be small, like an eye roll, a dismissive comment, or forgetting to ask about something important. Or they can be big, a harsh insult, a betrayal, a broken promise. But here's the thing. The presence of ruptures doesn't mean a relationship is doomed. Some couples argue constantly and stay together for decades. Others break up over what seems like a minor disagreement. The difference? Repair. Repair is the work we do to rebuild trust after a rupture. It's not just saying sorry and moving on. It's about proving through words and actions that we still care, that we're still safe for each other. And mastering repair isn't just a relationship skill, it's a mark of true emotional maturity. So how do we do it? 1. The ability to apologize, even when it hurts. Apologizing isn't just about muttering "my bad" and hoping the tension goes away. A real apology requires swallowing your pride and admitting you are wrong, which is hard, especially if you already feel insecure. Sometimes we resist apologizing, not because we think we're perfect, but because deep down we feel too flawed. We think, if I admit this mistake, they'll finally see how messed up I am and leave. But the irony? A sincere apology often does the opposite. It reassures the other person that you care enough to try. 2. The ability to forgive without keeping score. Forgiveness is just as tough as apologizing. It means accepting that even good people do stupid, hurtful things, not because they're evil, but because they're human. Maybe they were stressed, distracted, or just having a bad day. The alternative? Splitting. Seeing people as either all good or all bad. If someone hurts us, it's tempting to decide they're toxic and cut them off forever. But that mindset leaves no room for growth, for them or for us. Forgiveness isn't about excusing bad behavior. It's about recognizing that people, including ourselves, are complicated. 3. The ability to teach without losing your cool. Many ruptures happen because someone was trying to communicate a need and failed. Maybe you wanted your partner to be more affectionate, or your friend to be more considerate. But instead of explaining calmly, you snapped, or they shut down. Good repair means learning to teach without expecting instant understanding. It's about patience, recognizing that change takes time and repeating yourself kindly is part of the process. the ability to learn, even when it's uncomfortable. It's easy to get defensive when someone criticizes us. How dare they? But what if, instead of focusing on their tone, we asked, is there truth in what they're saying? Being open to feedback is humbling, but it's also how we grow. The best repairers are the best learners. They don't assume they've got it all figured out. In Japan, there's an art called Kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold lacquer. Instead of hiding the cracks, they're highlighted, making the piece even more beautiful than before. Relationships are like that. A rupture doesn't have to be the end. It can be the start of something stronger. The real test of love isn't avoiding mistakes. It's knowing how to mend them. So next time there's a rupture, don't panic. See it as an opportunity to apologize, to forgive, to teach, and to learn. Because the strongest relationships aren't the ones without cracks. They are the ones that know how to repair them